So in this video, let's go over the tests to see what I already implemented for this program. So here I have shell end-to-end integrational test or end-to-end test. And so again, we have this function that is being reused for each test case. So starting from this one, this test case, this test is actually for the scenario when the user, of course, it gets prompted with the input using $, and then we simulate the user input as this one, echo hello Kotlin end-to-end test. So this is simple command to echo whichever comes next. So this can be treated as just a string. So when we echo this one, it just needs, so the output of this command will be just, so the console output will contain hello. So as you can see, Kotlin allows us but not the Kotlin, but actually just I named the variables that way that it is intuitive that what test asserts. So we just assert the true that result that console output contains hello Kotlin end-to-end test. So this hello Kotlin end-to-end test is whichever user inputs. In this case, it inputs this one. We can also create another one test, like say like that, run it, and it should succeed because whichever user inputs, it should output the same. And exit just to end the current session. The next one is just a set of commands that user can print, type, for example, type echo, type exit, and this is command just to tell which command exists in our shell. So when user says type echo, it will be like that. So echo is a shell built in. Another one, type exit, then exit is blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. So this is like the mapping between them. And then we just assert that when we run session, so we run session, we get the result, and then we have this expected built-in. So we loop through expected built-ins. On each iteration we have, for example, this one or this one. So for this one, it will say, so built-in will be this one, for example, right? And it says if it is in console output, then it's true, and assert true will be like return. So assert, so this will be of course true because type echo is built in. So but right now I do not like this structure because we have this contains method. In Kotlin it is more idiomatic is to use not contains, but instead use in. So it will become like that. So built-in statement in result console output. It is much shorter, and what this in does is just a operator function contains. I will do the same for this one as well. And also I will do this the same here. That's it. I will rerun the test so that everything is alright. So as you can see, everything is alright. So let's go next. The next one is this one, type for bar, but yeah, in this one we asserted on built-in commands, but next we assert on unknown command within the shell. So of course type foobar should return not found, and I will refactor it as well. So whenever we type some gibberish like that, it will say that this is not found, this command is not found. So that's basically it, and the next one is just says that we run session, and the script will be just exit 42. This is like status, integer status, so we just need to assert that the exit status is 42. Also, when we run in session and script is like user do not enter anything, then it will see this one in console output. So that's basically it for all of the tests. So the next one is that I will go over overview of the files that I already have here. So this file is just application properties that is for CodeCrafter's platform. I just disabled the login of the Spring main banner so that the test pass in the CodeCrafter's platform site. Also, I disable login of root. The next thing is that I have a main application here, just a typical Spring Boot application. We just run this run application function specifying the class, and it runs successfully. So, but the main component is this component shell runner, which is like Spring component, which implements interface command line runner from Spring Boot, and this component just receives the application parameters, but does not use any parameters, and just starts its job. It just has this interactive top level loop. We just say print this $sign. This is like input from the shell. If you go to your terminal, open a terminal, you will see that you will be presented this $sign, after which you can specify some command to run. Then what it does is just read the line from the user. This is basically reads whichever user types, and the user types enter. It will, and then the program will read it and put it into input line here, into this input line variable. Then we just trim it, then some checks if this is empty. Basically user, when he multiple times he presses enter, the program will of course just skip entire loop until the next iteration here. So we constantly can just bump in on as you would do in your terminal typically. And Kotlin has such a cool thing as substring before and substring after built into standard library functions. The purpose of them is just take the substring before some delimiter. So if we type something like that, so we will have some kind of this string, right? And this function substring before, if we call it on this function, so if trimmed input is this one, and we call substring before on that, it will say, okay, I scan from the very beginning, I get this space, and I will take this part. So this part will be assigned to command name, and after that command payload variable, it will also say if we have trimmed input as the string, it will scan from the beginning, it will find this one, and it will substring after, so it will take this one, this part of the string or substring. Pretty much handy built-in functions. And then just we have this command handler map, which is map, and by this command name I go to this map and pick this command handler, which is interface, which has implementations, and then just pass call this handle method and pass in the command payload, which is of course this one. So if I say, so this will be passed as command name here, right? And it will pick the command, and this will be as arguments. Command payload. But of course, I do not have such a command. It will return null. This will not be executed, this handle method, because of this operator, and we will actually be like that. Because here this map will return null, we will execute this function, execute an external program, which is defined here. So what this external program does is just it gets the command name, argument list. So remember, this is these two variables. So it will, for example, receive this one, and then just combines command name and arguments list with split worst rejects is just split by whichever how much we have space characters. So basically it will split into list of strings, and then just plus operator, it will combine a list of this one, which is single. We can also say single. Okay, maybe in Kotlin, I don't know how to do this. But yeah, we just say list plus another one list, and it will combine this plus operator we have in Kotlin, which is just function. You can see what will do is just take in the collection and another iterable and just combine them all into one list, and then we just say process builder, which is comes from Java lang, from Java. This just constructs a process builder with the specified operating system program and arguments. So we just instantiate this class just to be able to run external process. We inherit IO, which also you can read it. This is similar to this one, exactly the same thing as this one, just a shortcut. So it just you can read it basically. Says the source and destination false are processed standard IO to be the same as those of the current Java process. And then just we start in it and wait for it. And if there is a IO exception thrown, we'll just print that command not found. It typically happens when we do not have the program on the path. For example, this one, I'm sure that there is no such a program, so it will throw this IO exception and print it like that.